Our museum doesn't have climate control, and so we actually have to spend quite a lot of time in remediation, because a lot of artifacts can be damaged by the fluctuations in humidity, more humidity than anything, but also in temperature. So we have a drum that was part of our Lenape exhibit, which I hope you'll see. And it was loaned to us by one of the Lenape Nation. And it objected to the very dry environment that we have in the winter and started splitting. And so we've been rehumidifying it slowly in a controlled environment. And then this is its base. And what we've done is this is silica gel, which has been conditioned to 50% RH, so that when we put this back in the case with all that silica gel, which is going to be disguised by these panels, that will keep the case at a stable 50% RH and keep the drum from any further damage. So that's one thing that we've been working on. And this less than attractive, actually we usually call these things very ethnographic. This is a very ethnographic artifact over here. It's
scientists work.
it's tapa cloth from Oceania. This is its backside, so it's made from bark, and it does have decoration, as you can see. The museum has a very large collection of bark cloths, and this one sadly had a little issue with mold. It's been treated with something in the past, so it has an oily substrate, which apparently mold very much likes. So we had to remove the mold from it. And
how would you go about doing something like that? Like I imagine it's really delicate.
it is.
Or something.
We have a HEPA vacuum cleaner so that we're not spreading the mold spores everywhere. And then use a screen, place the screen over it, and then the vacuum cleaner has been adapted down so that the opening is only like a centimeter, and you just very slowly work across the whole thing and vacuum up all the mold spores. But the most important part of it is to then control the environment that it goes back into. So we're going to be doing that. Okay. Any other questions? That's the fast and dirty. This is where the magic happens.
Could you really quickly reiterate the percentage of artifacts that are on display in the museum?
The museum's collections are estimated at 1 million artifacts. Less than 1% of those are on exhibit at any one time in our galleries.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's actually true for many, many museums.
Yeah.
There are ones like, say, the Kimball in Texas that I visited, and they had all this wonderful equipment, all this staff and everything, and their staff is roughly the same as ours. And I asked them how big the collection was, and they said 350. And I'm waiting for the 1,000. And no, they have 350 artifacts. Wow. They're the best 350 artifacts that money can buy, but there are only 350 of them.
You know, the Modern Museum, I visited there, I think a year ago or so, and they said that they have a full 25% of their collection on display.
Well, they also go in for the old-fashioned exhibit case experience, where which is whole part of their charm, which is wonderful. I think in the past we had higher percentages on, but when you want to give the artifacts a little breathing space,
I like
Where do you guys get them from? You buy them from, like, do you have a set number of collectors that you buy them from, or?
Our collections are almost entirely gotten from archaeological excavations or collecting expeditions. We did do some buying in the very early part of the 20th century.
But you guys go find them, bring them back,
basically? But mostly, and now we're of course no longer allowed to bring them back. That part of archaeology is over, and the only thing we bring back from excavations, of which we have about 40 presently, is knowledge. But our collections are only very slowly growing now, mostly by gifts.
Oh, okay.
So we are one of the original sponsors of the UNESCO convention. We pride ourselves that we don't collect anything that would be in contravention of the UNESCO convention, illegally excavated, illegally exported from its country of origin.
Mhm.
So that's very important to
Yes.
us.
Uh-huh.